December 18th, 2012 meeting of the Montrose Zoning Hearing Board is hereby called to order. I will ask the secretary to take the roll call.
Luther Giordano.
Here.
Carla Whitney. Here. Cynthia Goodman.
Here.
Richard Griffith.
Here.
Mary Ann DeWitt.
Here.
Okay, I want to declare that we do have a quorum. And next I'll ask the secretary to read the minutes from the last meeting, November 13th.
November 13th, 2012, special hearing meeting. 6 p.m. hearing called to order by Chairperson Richard Griffith. Roll call, Luther Giordano, Carla Whitney, Cynthia Goodman, Richard Griffith, Chairman, Mary Ann DeWitt. All board members present at 6 p.m. Quorum in place. Board minutes of October 16, 2012 are read aloud by the Secretary. Luther Giordano made motion to accept the minutes. Carla Whitney seconded. Approved unanimously. Motion carried. Unfinished business. The Davis hearing. Attorney O'Malley informed the board that the parties are still working on it. New business. Hearing on the Craig Stevens appeal. Motion was made by Richard Griffith to appoint attorney Paul Litwin to conduct the Stevens hearing. Cynthia Goodman seconded. Approved unanimously. Motion carried. Attorney Litwin informed the attorneys that he will be conducting the hearing as appointed by the board with no objection. The Montrose Borough Council being represented by attorney Marion O'Malley and Craig Stevens being represented by attorney Edward Ziramboli and attorney Charles Beard. Attorney Litwin advised the audience if anyone would be requesting to be a party to the hearing that they must make application to do so. There were 4 individuals requesting such, namely Charlotte Maxey Ellis, Joel Maxey, D. Rexford Maxey, and Todd Chamberlain. Attorney Ziramboli is requesting the variance hearing tonight. Attorney Litwin stated the notice provided 2 parties, stated this is hearing for notice of violation. Also by posting and advertising, and no objection was made by anyone to the notice. Hearing started at 6:20. Attorney O'Malley made an objection to Craig Stevens on his appeal of violation notice by the officer. He is not the property owner for which this violation was issued. Motion to dismiss the entire proceeding. Attorney Litwin suggested the board to acknowledge the objection and to continue and proceed with the hearing and get testimony for the board to reach their decision. The objection is noted. First witness, James Smith, zoning officer, sworn in, testimony taken. Second witness, Craig Stevens, appellant, sworn in, testimony taken. Third and final witness, Craig Reimel, Montrose Borough Council member, sworn in, testimony taken. Argument, none. Public comment by parties of interest, Charlotte Maxey Ellis and Joel Maxey. Both were sworn in and their statements were taken by the court stenographer as part of the hearing. The parties agreed to resume the hearing on variance on December 18, 2012 at 6 p.m. The board made their deliberation and made a decision. The board made their decision to confirm the notice of violation, and Richard Griffith asked for a motion to confirm the notice of violation. Motion made by Luther Giordano, seconded by Mary Ann DeWitt. Approved unanimously. Motion carried. Luther Giordano attended Borough Council meeting, and they will be giving us a secure cabinet for safekeeping of our records, and they asked us to take all previous documents records. Richard Griffith made motion to accept the previous open records. Carla Whitney seconded, unanimously approved. Motion carried. Richard Griffith suggested the board to adopt same rules as the Borough Council has for filming meetings, to be tabled at this time and discussed at the next meeting. Richard Griffith made motion to adjourn hearing at 8:55 p.m. Seconded. Approved unanimously. Motion carried. Attendance sheet attached. Hereto and made part hereof, individuals listed as follows: Ellie McCage, Albert and Cheryl Ellis, Rex Maxey, Ray Kalb, Craig L. Stevens, Julianne Skinner, Joel Maxey, Todd Chamberlain, James Smith, Tom Lamont, Barbara Clifford, Craig Reinl, Jerome Washoe. Respectfully submitted, Elaine Petrozello.
Are there any corrections or changes to the minutes? Okay, a motion is in order then to accept the minutes as read.
I so move.
Second?
I'll second.
So carried. The next thing we have to do is approve the decision on the appeal by Mr. Stevens. Does everybody have a chance to read that? Are there any corrections or changes desired to that? So a vote is in order to accept our decision.
Objection. I'm reading from the notice that you sent to my house for the legal notice. It says this is a continuation of a hearing begun on November 13, 2012. If this is continuing what we were speaking about on November 13th, we can talk about what we didn't talk about. I don't believe
The
that.
decision was made on the 13th, however, under the municipality's planning code, there has to be a written opinion, and that triggers your appeal period. What we're talking about is that written opinion.
Okay, I
There's no new
understand.
decision being made.
What's that?
There's no new decision being made.
Not new decision, you're making a decision based on what was brought about on November 13th.
No, the
right?
decision to affirm the issuance was made last month. This written opinion is made to comply with the municipality's planning code. And it was announced last meeting that you would be getting a written opinion at this hearing. Regardless, it's overruled.
And the minutes we just read stated that we upheld the borough and made our decision. The board made their deliberation and made a decision. The board made their decision to confirm the notice of violation. I asked for a motion to confirm it, and it was passed.
I agree.
All we're doing now is approving the written decision. So a vote is in order to approve the written decision. All in favor?
I'll make a motion.
Seconded? All in favor? So approved. The next order of business would be the, any continuances we have. We still have a continuance on the Davis hearing, and I have no new information at this time. Does anybody else have any new information at this time? Okay, the next order of business would be on Mr. Stevens' request for a variance. And I'm going to make the motion now that our attorney, Paul Litwin, conduct that hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Vote, everybody?
Okay, tonight's going to be just a brief hearing to get on the record that notice was properly made, and then I understand the borough had requested a continuance that is not opposed by the applicant because of the illness of the solicitor. So at this point, I'd call Wayne Petrozella.
Do you want me to sit?
No, you can sit there. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you will give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
And Ms. Petrozella, how are you employed?
I'm employed by the Zoning Hearing Board of Montrose as their secretary.
Okay. Did you make notice with respect to the hearing scheduled for tonight?
Yes, I did.
And did you obtain a proof of publication from the newspaper?
Yes, I do.
And does it indicate when notice was run?
November 28th, 2012, December 5th, 2012.
Okay. And is that a copy of the ordinance? Or, I'm sorry, the notice?
Yes.
Okay, we'll receive a copy of the notice of publication. Any questions from anybody in the public of this witness for the purpose of notice publication?
Okay, at this point, I'm going to make the motion that we continue this application for a variance until January 22nd, 2013. If that date is not acceptable to all parties, then the borough is responsible for rescheduling at a mutually convenient date. So I'm making that motion.
Second.
Nope, so passed. So the next meeting or hearing will be on January 22nd, 2013.
Okay, I'd like to make that the hearing is over now.
The hearing is
The
over.
hearing is over, yes.
So
But we have other business to conduct.
that's what I was going to bring up before.
Okay, is there any old business?
Just the filming of the video
Right,
policy we're going to adopt. That was tabled last time. So.
that's correct.
I didn't get, it was my fault, I didn't get a chance to look at it. Can we recess just for a few minutes? I think maybe there's some questions, and we're off the record, we're done with you. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Be careful going home. Uh-huh.
I haven't heard of
Twenty second?
You said 22nd.
22nd at 6.
Yeah, the email that was approved. Okay, any questions, concerns?
Do you want some help, Ruth?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no action being taken, it's just that was the hearing until session.
I don't know. It's just me.
It's not
But we did approve the written opinion. No. Reference of the notice violation.
No, I did
So
not.
that was done by vote at the last hearing. But then we're required to have a written opinion. And if you want to appeal that, you need to appeal that.
starts from today.
Right, the date that we issued that opinion.
And
So that's all I was-
yeah, we will deal with that. Something else we want to throw out there is, since we will be pursuing this further, you guys will be incurring costs of appeal. We've already incurred probably thousands of dollars in fighting this. There's something we could work out as far as sharing the cost of relocating.
You have to talk to the borough about that.
Okay.
And hopefully they would be,
Would that be the following?
no, I'm following.
Oh, you're following. Oh, sorry.
So I represent the zoning hearing board, and we don't have a document.
Okay.
We're also listening
Yeah.
to that.
Mayor O'Malley,
Okay.
we'll be able to talk to.
Okay. The one that was out sick today?
Yeah.
So, just to be clear, we have a decision, we can appeal it. In the time of that appeal, we're gonna get a lot of paragraphs.
I don't know what the borough's, our job with respect to this violation
No, I wanted
is
to.
what the borough does with that, I don't know.
Here.
Okay, I know you might not think so, but we're not on the same.
I understand that, but we've been threatened with arrest and daily fine.
You'll have to talk to your council, and I don't know what the borough's doing. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry about that, I just wanted
That's what
to
I knew.
clear things up.
Paul, thank you for taking the time to stop in the middle of that.
Sure.
Appreciate that.
You want to take a copy?
Yep. Now, he has a question.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this today's date?
Yeah.
You heard that tomorrow.
We made the decision.
Yeah, I did.
But not.
Do I get the copy now, or do I have to wait for that?
No, you can get one now, we're just gonna sign it and get copies made.
Appreciate it.
Just take me the time to run it through the machine.
Technology.
At its best.
I'm going to reconvene the meeting now. We were on old business. Any group that had a question?
Yes, we were going to establish a policy
as far as videography here at the meeting, I think we should establish that.
I do too.
Yeah, I think it's my fault. It was in the minutes for me to look, I was supposed to look at it between the two meetings, and I ended up having some problems at work with my computer, and trying to get this opinion done in time, I just never got to it.
Well, for what it's worth, under the Dewey Decimal, computers are among infernal devices. That's what it's on.
So we will table that until the next meeting. Any objections? Any other old business? Anybody have anything else? Under new business, we have a new borough zoning ordinance here. Everybody should have a copy of it. And inside you should have a map, zoning map. So any changes are on there, and you all have a chance to review that. Any other new business? Anybody have anything else? With that, I think that I'll make the statement that the next meeting, as mentioned before, is January 22nd, 2013. That will be our annual meeting, as well as a possible hearing. And with that, a motion is in order to adjourn the meeting.
I so move.
Second?
I second.
Motion carried. The meeting is adjourned.
And we all want to thank Elaine for making it back safely from the land of the infidels in Texas. Trying to kill us.
I had a wonderful time.